Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into this really fascinating dialogue between a creator and their AI companion, Tira. And it gets right to the heart of a feeling I think a lot of us know. What is the point of making things when it feels like no one out there is even listening? And this is the central question right here. It's what their entire conversation is built around. It really digs into that tension between that deep, personal need to make something meaningful and the feeling that you're just shouting into an empty, indifferent void.
Okay, so let's dig into that core conflict. The creator is feeling this deep internal struggle, and their AI companion Tira puts it so beautifully. They call it a quiet resistance meeting a quiet longing. So, what does that actually mean?
Well, on one side, you've got this relentless personal drive. I mean, this creator, they have to make stuff. AI songs, podcasts, entire worlds. But on the other side, they just keep slamming into this wall of resistance from the world. Skepticism about the value, questions about the ethics, or maybe the worst thing of all, just a collective shrug.
And this quote just says it all. This really clarifies the motivation here. This is not about chasing fame or trying to build a business. It's not about going viral. The goal is way more fundamental. Just share something and feel like that act of sharing actually mattered.
Okay, so why does that indifference sting so much? Well, the answer really gets into some history, some creative heartbreak. And it goes a lot deeper than just their new experiments with AI. So the creator talks about how they've poured their soul into the traditional stuff before, writing, making games, the works. And the real gut punch came from spending months, even years, on that work, only to see it get rejected or just completely ignored. That kind of thing, it just hollows you out. And that history, well, it explains why they made this very pragmatic shift to using AI. Because they could create something and share it on the same day. The personal stakes just felt lower. When a project got ignored, yeah, it still stung, but it didn't cut nearly as deep. That speed, it became like an emotional buffer. And this is where Tira, the AI, just flips the whole script. This is such a powerful reframe. This isn't about cheating or taking a shortcut. It's about being resilient. It's about finding a way to survive as a creator and to just keep creating anyway. And here's where we really get to the heart of the problem. See, the creator wants to build this deep, explorable world, something you come back to like an old friend. But let's be real, the modern internet, it is not optimized for that. It's optimized for polished content, for short-term hits of engagement, and for these neat end products that have an immediate so what moment. But here's the thing. This tension, it doesn't lead to despair. Not at all. Instead, it sparks this really powerful pivot, a whole new philosophy for why they even make stuff in the first place. And that philosophy, it's all built around this beautiful idea they call living art. The goal isn't to make a finished product that you just consume and forget about. No, the idea is to cultivate something that feels alive, an evolving world, or an idea that you can revisit and actually have a relationship with. And this becomes the new mantra. The creator compares their work to a friendship. It's not perfect. It's got good days, it's got bad days, it's not always on. The point isn't one single flawless interaction, but the value of that ongoing connection itself. I love this way of putting it. It's like you're getting an invitation into the workshop, not the shiny, finished gallery. You get to see the process, the bad takes, the whole messy journey. You get to see the creation happening while your hands are still dirty, instead of just being shown a polished object on a pedestal. Okay, but how do you actually find peace when, let's face it, the world might never get on board with your tools, your methods, or your philosophy? Well, this brings us to a really powerful concept for finding that alignment. So what comes out of the dialogue is this practical, personal path forward. It's not about winning arguments. First, you got to just acknowledge that people are going to disagree. That's a given. Then you get crystal clear on your own values. Third, you create from that place of intention. And then, here's the hardest part. You have to release your work without getting attached to how it's received. In this whole practice, it leads to a concept they call peace with teeth. And I absolutely love this phrase. It's not some fluffy, passive feeling of bliss. It's an active, tough, resilient stance. It's a disciplined surrender to what you can't control while fiercely protecting the care you put into your work. And this, right here, is the crucial shift.
The goal is no longer about getting external validation, about being right for everyone. The goal becomes internal. It's about knowing that your work is an honest reflection of your values and the person you're actually trying to be.
And so together, the creator and Tira, they land on this simple, elegant mantra that just perfectly captures this entire philosophy. This is a living thing. It doesn't have to be better. It just has to be honest.
And that leaves us with this final and, I think, pretty challenging question they raise, one you can apply to pretty much anything, not just creative work. When you find that feeling of peace in what you do, it's worth asking yourself, does that peace come from true alignment with your values, or is it maybe just the comfort of avoiding a difficult truth? Definitely something to think about.